Hello and welcome back to the Women's Football Chat. The WSL is back for 2024. It's game week 11 of the 23-24 WSL campaign and we are back with our predictions. It's been a while, but are you ready to get back into some predictions, Harry?
Very much so, as you say, after the winter break, after the FA Cup weekend. We're ready to go, ready to get the WSL season back on track. Last half of the campaign. Hopefully it's going to be an exciting one.
Hopefully it matches the first half of the campaign. So after this, we'll be exactly halfway through the campaign. The FA Cup was a nice precursor for what should be an exciting 2024 year of women's football. So shall we start with the Friday night game? I believe it's our first Friday night game of the season, or at least of the game weeks that we've covered on the show. And we've got Leicester City versus Aston Villa. Leicester were at risk of relegation. I think a lot of people would have said there's a lot of teams that are a lot better than them, but they've punched above their weight this season. They've performed quite well and they find themselves mid-table at the moment. Aston Villa, the complete opposite. Most people thought maybe they can push for Europe this year. They'll definitely be in the conversation at least. However, that's not come to fruition. They've been right down at the bottom of the table, struggling for points. And while this game against Leicester City represents a chance to get 3 points on the board and actually start 2024 as they mean to go on and climb back up the WSL table. So, Harry, what do you expect to see from this game?
Yeah, as you say, Villa have been really poor this season, and they were really poor last weekend against Everton in the FA Cup. Yeah. They need to bounce back here. I think they will. They're going to start 2024, hit the WSL second half of the season. I'm going to nail on the head. Bang! They've got to do it. 2-0 Villa, big 3 points, kicking off the year in style, the WSL year, and I will go goal scorers from Nobbs and Hansen.
Fair enough. I also think there'll be 2 goals for Aston Villa. However, I also think there'll be 2 goals for Leicester City. I'm going to go Leicester 2, Aston Villa 2. I will say Lena Petterman will open the scoring for Leicester. Be levelled up by Kenza Darley for Aston Villa. Then Sam Tierney will score for Leicester. I think it'll be a Villa equaliser, late equaliser. The sort of thing that makes Villa fans go, well, we're finally fighting for our survival in the WSL, or at least to get back up the league. And I think that will come through. Trying to think of who's going to score for Aston Villa. Rachel Daly. Why not? Yeah. It's the obvious answer, but I'm going to back it. On to the Saturday then, and we're live for this game, but we'll cover it in this regardless. It's Arsenal versus Everton. Please do join us for it. It's going to be a good game, hopefully. I know there's a lot of good games on Sunday, but we're going to the Chelsea game on Sunday, so we're not going to be live for anything on the Sunday. So we are going to go do a game on the Saturday to make up for it. So don't you fear, there will still be a live stream on this channel on Saturday. Arsenal versus Everton should still be a good game. Obviously, Arsenal fighting for the WSL title. If they win, then they'll see themselves jump Manchester City, even if it is only for 24 hours, and go level 1 points with Chelsea. Just to keep the pressure on, a win here is crucial. However, Everton, they've not been bad at all this season. Actually, they could start to push close to the likes of Liverpool and Tottenham if they could get a big victory here. So, Harry, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I think Everton will give it a good go, but eventually you think Arsenal would get the 3 points. I will go 2-0 again, this time to the home side, and it will be goals from Beth Mead and Mia Dima.
Fair enough.
Both back on the pitch, both back in goals.
I think Arsenal will win, but I think they'll have to survive an early scare. I'll say Arsenal 3, Everton 1. I'll say it'll be Katja Snoys who scores for Everton, the Dutch forward, and we'll be going mental on stream. We'll be like headbutting things, jumping up and down, and then Arsenal will come back over the course of the 90. It'll be goals from Vivian Miedema, if she does indeed start. Alessia Russo, I think her inclusion in the FIFA Pro Women's World 11 may well spur her on to great things this season. And then I will say Leah Valti, not one known for getting involved in the goals, but I think she will this weekend. On to the Sunday then, and it's the game we're attending. Chelsea versus Manchester United. Should be, hopefully, a very, very good game of football. Chelsea obviously currently sit top of the WSL. Manchester United, well, they started slow against Newcastle, but they got going eventually and had a much more fortuitous FA Cup weekend than Chelsea did as they struggled past West Ham. So neither started perfectly. United did get that win, that strong 5-0 win in the end, but they are playing against third-tier opposition. So it's hard to judge, really. United weren't good in the first half of this campaign. Chelsea were below their standard, below their level, but they were still a very, very good team. You'd back them to win here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be a good game, though. I mean, hopefully exciting, so we're not going to get bored and cold in the stand.
Yeah.
I will go...
It's actually not too cold on Sunday, surprisingly.
I'll go Chelsea 3, Manchester United 1. I think United will take the lead through Ella Toon. Again, maybe her FIFA Pro 11 appearance can give her something.
Marielle's going to score as well.
But Chelsea will eventually get it back into the second half with goals coming from Wrighton, Lauren James, and a rare goal for Jess Carter.
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. I think Chelsea are going to want to start this year by really proving a point. The end of the year was that obviously that loss to Arsenal. That wasn't how they would have wanted to end the year. I know they had a game after that, but they do top the table, thankfully. But still, they lost that game to Arsenal. That was a big game. They've drawn with Manchester City. They've not proven it against the top sides yet. Manchester United fourth in the table. Chelsea will be here to make a point. I'm going to go Chelsea 4, Manchester United 0. Ooh. It's a type of prediction that could come to bite me in the arse because people will clip this up alongside a scoreline and Ella Toon shushing people if United do win now, but I'm going to be bold with the prediction. Chelsea are a very good team. I don't particularly rate Manchester United. Their attack looks dysfunctional. Their defence looks disorganised. And I think Chelsea's team, if they play to the best of their capabilities, will absolutely crush them. I say Mia Fischel will score a brace. I think she'll start this game. She may well not. It may be Gura Wrighton or Frank Kirby or Lauren James through the middle, but I think it will be Mia Fischel. After her performance against West Ham, I will say Lauren James to score, and I will back Sjoka Nusken, because she seems to be one of the greatest goal-scoring defensive midfielders of our generation. She's incredible this season, so I'll back her to score again. Up next, it's Brighton versus Bristol City. Brighton, I mean, they've only really got one player that can score, but other than that, they don't have too many issues. As for Bristol City, well, they haven't got anyone that can score, so it's a lot more difficult situation. They're bottom of the table at the moment, Bristol City, with West Ham signing players like Katrina Gorey, Zadorsky and Kirsty Mewis. It's very difficult for Bristol City to keep up with that, considering they can't sign anyone due to the registration limit and the fact they have no money. So it's very difficult for them to compete. A win here would be very much necessary or very much adored by Bristol City fans. Do you think they can get it, or are Brighton too strong?
I think it's I'm not expecting a great game of football. I'm really not. I think it'll be a bit of a really poor quality affair maybe. Brighton with a lot of chances. Bristol City sitting very deep. Brighton can't find the back of the net, and eventually I will go for a 1-0 Brighton win, and it'll be Turland from the penalty spot.
Not Elizabeth Turland. That stunned me, that prediction. I will say a slightly more comprehensive 2-0 win for Brighton. I'll say early Turland to score because she's incredible, and then I'll go Bremer to become the first Brighton player other than Turland with more than one goal this season, which is quite necessary. But 2-0 win, and Brighton starting to actually push up the league a little bit, pull away from West Ham and Bristol City. Up next, and it's the game that a lot of people are crowning as the most interesting or most exciting game of the weekend. It's Manchester City versus Liverpool. I think a lot of people have forgotten that this is the women's game, because I don't actually think it's going to be a great game of football. City, they're very, very strong at the moment. They're second in the table. They'll be keen, especially with Chelsea having a difficult game this weekend, to get a win and put pressure on the reigning champions. As for Liverpool, well, they've been up and down this season. They've had some really good performances against top sides, but they've also had some messy ones against the bottom sides. However, this is against a top team, so could they provide an upset? What do you think?
Yeah, again, I think it'll be a decent game of football. Liverpool starting the fastest, and I think they will take the lead through Shanice van der Sanden, which has to be one of the best names in the women's game.
It's very good.
But again, a good response from City, after going 1-0 down, and I'll go then to get 4 goals. It's a 4-1 City, and it will be Shaw at the double, a goal for Hemp, and a much-needed goal for Chloe Kelly.
Fair enough. I think it's a bit of a rout for Manchester City here. I will say 5-0 City. I think it's going to be like the Tottenham performance, where they get one in the first half, and we're thinking, could Liverpool make a game of this in the second half? And I think that goal will come from Khadija Shaw, because she's Khadija Shaw. Yeah. And then in the second half, we'll be thinking, as I say, can Liverpool make a game of this? And City will just hit 4. And then there we go, 5-0 win. No, Liverpool couldn't make a game of it, will be the answer. I say it will be goals from Yui Hasegawa, Leah Alexandri. I will say, I'm trying to go unconventional goal scorers, but Jill Rord is a pretty conventional one. And then I will say, Laura Coombs from the bench. She scored in the Tottenham game. She got a double in the Tottenham game. I think she'll score again here. Up next then, the last game of the WSL weekend, it's West Ham versus Tottenham. A reinvigorated West Ham side with new signings, international experienced players like Kirsty Mills, like Katrina Gorey, and obviously Zadorsky as well from Tottenham. They're going to add a lot to this West Ham team. I'm not sure whether Zadorsky can play in this game due to loan ties, but still, they're going to have a really strong side here compared to what they've had for the rest of the season. Anita Asante, I believe, is their forward, who's been scoring quite... Is it Anita Asante?
No, she isn't like an ex-player, is she?
Yeah, I think I can't remember the name now of their striker, but she's had a good season and scored against Chelsea last weekend, though that was slightly fortuitous. As for Tottenham, well, I think they've been one of the surprise packages of the season so far. They upset Arsenal on the last game week of the 2023 year, and obviously the last game week that we had. I think that actually surprised a lot of people this season with their performances. Other than the City game, they've not really been torn apart by anyone. Even against Chelsea, it was only 2-0. I know they've had some weird games. I think they drew with Leicester and they might have even drawn Bristol City. But other than that, they've had quite a strong season. Olga should be back for them soon as well, as should Drew Spence. They're starting to get a few of their key players back. With those players coming back, with the addition of Matilda Winberg and who have they signed at centre half? Forgotten the name now. Can't remember. Australian centre half. Grant. Charlotte Grant. Very good additions to Tottenham. With those and the already well-performing side, will they start 2024 as they mean to go on?
Yeah, I'm expecting big things from Tottenham this year, and I think they will start in style. I will go 3-1 win to the away side. Marta Thomas give them a lead. I then think they'll double that through Ashley Neville.
Okay.
West Ham then get one back through Kirsty Mewis. No better time to get his first goal in a London derby of sorts.
Yeah, it's a London derby. Definitely is.
I will go the cherry on the icing on the cake will be a third goal for Tottenham, and it'll be scored by Beth England.
Oh, fair enough. My only concern with that is, will Marta Thomas play?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
We just see what Tottenham opt for the second half of the season now that they've got Beth England back from injury. They're getting slightly close to a full complement. So I'm not going to back a Marta Thomas goal because I'm not sure whether she will start. Yeah, they could both. It depends. If they play the 4-4-2 they get against Arsenal, then that definitely could happen.
That worked.
It did work, but they might go for something a bit more aggressive against someone like West Ham. I will say 4-0 Tottenham. Yeah. I think it'll be a brace from Beth England to start to chase her way back up to the top scorer. I will then say Grace Clinton, because I think she's had a really strong campaign, and actually Manchester United, a bit stupid to let her go. And then I will say, to finish off, Matilda Winberg. I think she'll come off the bench or at Villa Harm's new addition and will score. She's a great player, a great signing, and she'll be keen to get life at Tottenham started in the right way. So that's game week 11 of the 23-24 WSL season, our first one of 2024. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, and of course get involved in the comments down below. That's everything for this week. Go and check out our video this week. It'll be on the screen now where we redid the FIFA Pro World 11. But that's everything from us this week. Thank you guys very, very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.